So good morning, members. I think so. We'll start in the next 2 minutes. I think so. Darshan and Ayush both are there.
Hi,
Good
good
morning.
morning, everyone. Good morning, Ayush. Good morning, Archit.
Yes. Darshan, I
Good
have made
morning.
you the host, so you just
Sure. Let's start in 2 minutes. I
yes.
think most members will join in the next couple of minutes. Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
There are about 35 members who joined us on a Sunday morning. Let's wait for next couple of minutes and then we'll start today's session.
I think so. Darshan, we can start. Members can keep joining in.
Correct. I'm just admitting a few who are in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. Let's start. I think we have enough participation considering it's a Sunday morning and I think it's just 11. In the next few minutes, I expect few more members to join, but let us start. So, hi everyone. All of you know us. We've been doing regular sessions on markets, portfolio building service. We've had number of client webinars, general webinars where we've discussed views on technicals, fundamentals. A lot of stock specific discussions, market discussions. So giving a brief introduction to people who are joining us for the first time. So hi, my name is Darshan Mehta. I am basically a channel partner with Nirmal Bang Securities and also Angel One. So we are a platform which assists uh, like experts like Archit, Ayush, and we have Jerry sir with us. We have Divya. We have Tech Check by Niti. So our team consists of a number of experts who are associated with us for a long time now. So together, me and Archit, we manage a particular product which is called a portfolio building service. I think most of you are aware about it. And recently with Ayush, Ayush has been working independently with us for the last 4 years now. And now this is our first product together, which we are planning to launch. Already started with a couple of members. Another three, four are in the pipeline. So it's a HNI product. The minimum ticket size for inner circle is 50 lakhs. And here, what is the added advantage is that along with technicals, we have Ayush, who is, going to bring in his experience of macros, geopolitics, a lot of macro analysis, which is often ignored or often not understood by many. And I think in the last 1.5 years, what we've seen with the markets, we've experienced that, you know, um, macro analysis or, geopolitical analysis is equally essential because there will be stocks which will be moving even in a bear market. So there is a bull market. It's often said that there is a bull market happening somewhere at all the times. You need to be in the right pockets. Even when markets were correcting, we've had a couple of sectors which have outperformed, which have done relatively well, and stocks which have done very, very well. Even in a market where Nifty crashed from 26,000 to 22,000, you had stocks which have more than doubled. So it is important to be in those right sectors from time to time. And for that, what is really important is to know and to have an understanding of the sector which we are investing in, uh, to know in the current market situation, the broader market situation, which are the sectors which can benefit, which are the stocks which can outperform, even when there is a pessimistic environment, which are the stocks which will do better, or which are the stocks where there is the tailwind to basically outperform. So all of that comes with macro analysis. Combine it with technical analysis, and I think we have a recipe to do really well in all kinds of markets. So the idea of this particular product, what we are developing together with Ayush and Archit, that is the inner circle, is to create a product which performs in every market cycle. Of course, it is a cash market product and it is going to be a delivery product. Delivery cash is basically the fundamental of this product. We are not going to do derivatives. We are not going to do options. All of that is not going to be a part of this particular product. It's going to be an investing product. It is going to be a long only product, but the idea will be to be in stocks, to be in sectors where we understand that the current macros or the current geopolitics are aligned to ensure that if at all we are not we are not doing like really well at a broader markets level, but at least our portfolios are doing better off and our portfolios are not dropping. And last 1.5 years have been very, very challenging for many investors. I think across the industry, everybody has faced drawdowns till March 2026. I think September 2024 is when the markets made a top and the markets started correcting, and we've had lot of panic and lot of selling, severe selling, consistent selling, FIIs taking out money, all of that. And for a 1.5 year period, we've had negative returns across all segments, be it large caps, mid caps, small caps. And it's been a challenging 1.5 years, which has flushed out a lot of investors from the markets who had joined after the euphoria, after in the FOMO basically. And here, I think this product, it's coming at a time where more or less a lot of things have happened. Now, Ayush will throw light on what he is expecting in the next 6 to 12 months, and we will combine it with technicals with Archit, and we will discuss some sectors, some stocks, and we'll take this discussion forward. So I want to just introduce Ayush for the very first time. He's been a part of many of our webinars, but not as a speaker, maybe as a participant or maybe as somebody who's added value to the discussion. But this is probably for the first time that we're having Ayush as a core speaker. And going forward, whenever we do sessions on this particular series, the Sunday Brunch series, we will have both Ayush and Archit joining us and sharing their views. And we look forward to engaging more and more people. The idea is going to be educate people about macro analysis, combine it with technicals, and just to go about things, how to look at wealth creation and how to manage big money, because this is a higher ticket size product. It's a 50 lakh and plus minimum ticket which we are looking at. So this is for the cream crowd. This is for the people who are actually having their skin in the game, who are having a higher exposure towards equity. It can be 10% of your net worth or 50%. That depends on your risk appetite. But by and large, we see when we say a ticket size of 50 lakhs, it the assumption is that it's a big amount of money which is being invested in the markets, and that's when you need a higher competence. You need somebody who's also proficient with fundamentals as well as technicals, as well as macro analysis. So this team, the idea of having this product on our platform with Nirmal Bang Securities at G241 franchisee, where you all have been associated with various products, be it with Jerry Sir, be it with Archit, be it with Tech Check by Niti, all are wonderful brands. And we have created some products where we have tried to ease the execution for the clients. So this is the newest offering, that is the inner circle. The idea is to be working with limited people who have a higher risk appetite, as well as having a bigger skin in the game. So over to Archit and Ayush now. I would like Ayush to introduce himself and take the session forward. I shall make you the host.
Okay. Hi. Good morning, all. First of all, thank you, Darshan. Thank you for such a great introduction. And this is my first session I'm taking here. And अगर let's keep it little bit interactive, because क्या होगा अगर मैं एक साइड से बोलता रहूंगा तो फिर वो मजा भी नहीं आएगा सेशन में. थोड़ा बहुत I'm chartered accountant by qualification. I'm being in market in active in last मतलब 10 से 12 साल से मैं almost market में active हूँ. Consistently macro को follow कर रहा हूँ. Been associate with Darshan and Archit team since last 4 years. And in my opinion, uh, macroeconomics add an edge to our investment philosophies actually. Because if we have understanding around what is going on, what kind of factor impacts any stock prices or any metal prices, or commodity prices, which help us to build more conviction around it actually. Okay, so I don't want to give right now any stock recommendation, as this is our first session. I want to keep it a little simple, want to give brief understanding how macro impacts. Then I will going forward we will take it forward. सो लेट्स एक स्टोरी से स्टार्ट करते हैं. अगर कोई फार्मर्स होते हैं आज के टाइम में एक्चुअली, वन हु इज जस्ट डूइंग ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग एंड वन हु इज जस्ट डूइंग मतलब ट्रेडिशनल फार्मिंग, वो अपनी खेती कर रहा है, बीज बो रहा है एंड सॉर्ट ऑफ वो पानी सींच के फसल उगा रहा है. लेकिन उसमें होता क्या है कि एक द टाइम बाद मिट्टी में उपजाऊ कम हो जाती है, उसको बारिश के बारे में मालूम नहीं होता क्या स्टडी चल रही है. और दूसरी तरफ ही एक दूसरा फार्मर है जो मॉडर्न फार्मिंग कर रहा है, एक तरीके से पूरा कब बारिश आने वाली है क्या, हर बार खेती की पढ़ाई कर रहा है, मिट्टी की पढ़ाई कर रहा है, सॉइल में कैसे उपजाऊ होनी चाहिए उस बारे में स्टडी कर रहा है. देन ही विल बी बेटर प्रिपेयर टू हैव अ अंडरस्टैंडिंग अराउंड मैक्रो. इट जस्ट गिव अस एज कि हम लोग है ना बेटर प्रिपेयर हो सके, rather than just being reliant on few things and putting our hard earned money on companies actually. So I want to ask you first of all, everyone, what is microeconomics and what is macroeconomics? Anyone can raise hands and start speaking. Just we'll take 1 minute on this. Anyone would like to add on here?
So it's a very basic question. I think most of us have studied it in our like during our school times. What is microeconomics and what is macroeconomics? Anybody who has an answer can unmute and participate.
I think the Senthil has raised his hand. Senthil, sir, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So when we say macroeconomics, it deals with multiple countries. Example, the one that is currently going on between US, Iran, Israel, etc. When we talk about microeconomics, we can restrict it to a particular country, particular sector. Example, it depends on the context where we are using it. So this is broadly the difference between micro and macroeconomics from my
Thank you.
perspective. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much, Santeza. Well, I give here more, I want to add on more here.
Sure,
When I
sure. Please.
talk about microeconomics, it deals more in demand, supply, prices, and consumer
Ah,
effect. But when
perfect,
it comes to
perfect.
the macroeconomics, it deals with the interest rate, liquidity, inflation, commodity, currency,
Yeah,
and geopolitics. It mix up
correct.
blend of all these things. Sentisal, you can mute yourself here.
Sure, sure, sure.
Uh, I want to ask another question here. Let's say any great company is there, which is in weak economy. Uh, I mean, the surrounding is not that great. And on the second case, a good company where surrounding are very good actually, and economy is booming. In which company you would like to invest in? Any answer? I just want to have a. It's nothing wrong or right in this. Just want to add on your views. Want to know your views.
Participants can unmute yourself. Like
Yeah,
Good
obviously
company.
look putting into good company.
good companies in a good economy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any more in
The,
this?
the other, the second one.
Good company in good economy.
Yes, same. Yeah.
Okay.
Fundamentally good.
Okay. I want to ask here, why not great company in not weak economy?
Yeah, you can get it cheaper, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
guess I guess it depends upon how your investment horizon is. If
That's
you're
it.
like
Yeah,
if you're
But
strategy
a
also matters.
person, that the first case is the best case scenario because you are getting it cheaper and you are planning to invest for 5 to 10 years. Whereas if you are a person who is looking for short term, I guess the second way is there because there is momentum and you will get quick returns out of it. This is what my understanding is, Ayush.
yes, perfect answer, Archit. I was looking for that only. Uh, Thank you so much. Well, I totally agree because हम लोग क्या होते हैं हम लोग ये सोचते रहते हैं कि इन्वेस्टमेंट हम लोग just making a quick bucks actually, but it's not like that. It's always mix up of our हम लोग का इन्वेस्टमेंट अगर 100 रुपए है हम लोग 30-40 रुपीज इक्विटी में डाल रहे हैं 20-25 रुपीज है in that 30 rupees 40 rupees also what investment horizon we look for actually. We see we all invest our money to beat the inflation, FD rates, and making more than that, we can generate alpha return is there. If any great company is there which have a great product, great management, but economy is not moving, eventually if it is available at cheaper price for longer horizon, it will work well actually for us. But in short horizon, which we have seen just after the COVID actually, अब जहाँ पे इकोनॉमी बूम कर रही हो लेकिन कंपनी गुड ठीक ठाक है बट नथिंग कोई ऐसा एक्सेप्शनल लेके नहीं आ रही है प्रोडक्ट नहीं है इट्स जस्ट एवरेज कंपनी देन इन पर्टिकुलर पीरियड वी कैन मेक लॉट ऑफ मनी बट इन लॉन्ग हॉरिजन वी कांट मेक मोर एक्चुअली. So, which factor? First, we will discuss about the impact our investment decision, investment philosophies. We will discuss about that. First is liquidity. We will be discussing around. It's let's say after 2020 COVID, we have all seen the huge bull run in the market from where 8,000, 9,000 Nifty. Right now, it's sitting around 26. And up to 22,000 market was booming like anything. It was just due to huge liquidity. And right now, the condition we are in right now, it's first question we always need to ask where where कि हम लोग को कोई कंपनी अगर हम लोग को खरीदनी है वो अच्छी है कि नहीं या वेदर अभी सिचुएशन अच्छी है कि नहीं. जो हम लोगों ने क्वेश्चन पूछा अभी कि गुड कंपनी इन गुड इकोनॉमी और ग्रेट कंपनी इन वीक इकोनॉमी इट वाज मोर एक्सटेंडेड फॉर्म ऑफ इनसाइट टू दैट एक्चुअली. अगर आज के टाइम में हम लोग आप देखेंगे तो लिक्विडिटी है ना बहुत स्क्वीज होती जा रही है. लार्ज कैप में आपका पैसा मूव नहीं हो रहा. अगर आपको मार्केट को बूम करना है तो वहां पे आपको लार्ज कैप अगर मूव नहीं कर रहा तो आप स्मॉल कैप के बेसिस पे बुल रन नहीं आ सकता. So right now, if you ask me, the situation is very much stock specific. We have to be very diligent when we are making our investment bet. We need to have an understanding about the macro. We need an understanding more in technicals because if we are not entering at right time and not executing right time, we will be losing money on that. So how अभी लिक्विडिटी इतनी स्queeze हो गई ना, क्योंकि काफी कम जनों से ही लिक्विडिटी फ्लो हो रही है. सो एक्सक्यूज मी. नेक्स्ट हम लोग का जो फैक्टर होता है इंटरेस्ट रेट के अराउंड आता है कि आ, ह- हम लोग को अगर सेंट्रल बैंक बोरोइंग अगर रेट बढ़ा देता है, होम लोन की रेट्स बढ़ जाते हैं, ऑटोमोबाइल्स इंडस्ट्रीज इम्पैक्ट होती है. एंड इसके अलावा अगर आप कोई कैफे भी ओपन करना चाहते हैं, सो अगर आपको रेट 7% में मिल रहा है, 14% में मिल रहा है, तो ऑब्वियसली इन द लेसर रेट यू विल हैव अ मोर लिक्विडिटी एंड मोर स्पेंड परचेसिंग पावर अराउंड इट. Inflation is there, which we are seeing due to crude spike. So inflation is more driven by the our commodity prices are there. Right now, crude एकदम burst होते जा रहा है. There are lots of things which are impacting us, like geopolitical tensions are there. Strait of Hormuz के बारे में आप day to day situation सुन रहे हैं. ईरान एंड यूएस में जो वॉर हो रहे हैं एक्चुअली, वो आप ये भी देख रहे होंगे कि किस टाइम पे वॉर हो रहे हैं. आज के टाइम पे वीकेंड पे वॉर शुरू होते हैं, वीकेंड पे खत्म हो जाते हैं, एंड उसका इम्पैक्ट मंडे को अपन को दिख रहा होता है. सो ड्यूरिंग दिस थिंग्स एक्चुअली वी नीड अ मोर अंडरस्टैंडिंग अराउंड द टेक्निकल्स, that what kind of data is building in the derivatives actually. uh, Archit, will you help me with the crude chart on this right now?
Yeah, group chat, right?
Crude chart,
Just a second.
yeah.
Uh, Sorry, I did not get the
अब क्रूड का
chart.
क्रूड ऑयल का
Okay,
चार्ट.
yeah. Darshan can, yeah, just I can. I've sent a request to share the chart, like share my screen. Yeah, done. We are looking at the US crude, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And the time frame is weekly. Should I? Yeah.
Yeah. Weekly and monthly both are fine actually here.
Just give me a second. I think the weekly would be much better. So see, what I see from the crude chart is like, um, on the weekly chart of crude, there is a good demand at like in the range of 54 to 55, and the trend is to the upside. I'm not seeing like, uh, in each and every like, on when we open a weekly chart, we have to see what trend the particular asset class is in. So in this particular case, crude chart in the case of crude was in a particular range since a very long time, since the 2023 to 2026, like 3 years it was in a range bound market where crude prices were just going sideways, ना ऊपर जा रहा था ना नीचे जा रहा था, वो एक रेंज में रह रहा था. बट आप ये जो देखते हो कि जो मार्च का एक कैंडल, जो फेब्रुवरी का कैंडल बना था, तो फेब्रुवरी का कैंडल इट इज अ बेसिकली अ ब्रेकआउट कैंडल. व्हाट वी कैन सी दैट द ट्रेंड हैज चेंज्ड, कि जो एक साइडवेज ट्रेंड में था वो अभी एक अप ट्रेंड में जा रहा है. सो ये पर्टिकुलर जो कैंडल था, जब वो 70 का बर्स्ट हुआ था, आई थिंक सो यूएस ईरान वॉर के अगेंस्ट ही था, इट मीन्स दैट द ट्रेंड हैज पर्टिकुलरली चेंज्ड. सो इसमें क्या हुआ कि ये पर्टिकुलर एक एक बड़े रेंज में था, लास्ट 3 साल का एक रेंज था, वो एक ब्रेकआउट किया. इट वेंट टिल 117 टू 120 लेवल्स. तो टेक्निकली कोई भी एसेट क्लास एक एक अगर ऐसा मतलब एक व्हाट यू कैन से एक सिंगल वे में नहीं जा सकता है. मतलब आप ये देख सकते हो, ये जो मोमेंटम आया है 70 टू 120, एक एकदम वॉलेटाइल मोमेंट था कि वो एक साथ इतना बड़ा है. तो जब भी वो एक साथ कोई भी एसेट क्लास एक साथ स्ट्रैटेजिकली ऊपर जाता है या नीचे जाता है, वो रीटेस्ट करने भी वैसे ही आता है. तो द सेम थिंग हैज हैपेंड इन क्रूड ओवर हियर, वेयर फ्रॉम 120 जहां पे वो रीटेस्ट करने आया था, 65 66 का जहां से ब्रेकआउट दिया, वो इधर रीटेस्ट करने आया. एंड नाउ वी कैन सी सिमिलरली दैट क्रूड प्राइसेस आर स्टिल गोइंग टू द अपसाइड. मतलब इधर से उसने सपोर्ट लिया वो 65 66 से, एंड राइट नाउ इट इज एट 82. सो आई एक्सपेक्ट ऑन द लाइक ऑन द वीकली चार्ट ऑफ क्रूड व्हाट वी कैन सी इज दैट कि जो पहले एक डाउन ट्रेंड था, एक साइडवेज ट्रेंड था, अप ट्रेंड चला गया है. अभी क्रूड प्राइसेस वो एक रेंज, आई एम नॉट एक्सपेक्टिंग कि भाई ये वापस अपना 40 50 के रेंज में आ जाए. चार्टिकली बेसिक्स जब तक 66 के ऊपर है, जब तक 66 से ऊपर है, वो एक रेंज रहेगा क्रूड का 95 टू आई से 70 टू 95 के बीच में घूमते रहेगा, इज व्हाट आई कैन लुक फ्रॉम द चार्ट्स इटसेल्फ.
नाउ अर्चित, कैन यू कंपेयर दिस विद अराउंड 2020 से लेके 2022 तक का जो बूम आया था
Yes.
ऑयल में?
Yeah. Just give me a second. 20 to 2022. Yeah.
यस।
तो बेसिकली अपना चार्ट पे ये मेरा अपना 2020 टू 2022 है। सो इधर से बूम आया था, इधर से बूम चालू हुआ था व्हेन इट वाज ट्रेडिंग इन द रेंज ऑफ आई थिंक सो 43। इधर से सेम वी आर लुकिंग एट द डेली चार्ट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल। सो एज यू कैन सी कि ये 43 का एक रेजिस्टेंस था। टेक्निकली इट स्टार्टेड लाइक इट वाज ट्रेडिंग इन अ पर्टिकुलर रेंज 43 से 34 तक। 2020 में 43 जैसे ही क्रॉस किया, इट स्टार्टेड ट्रेडिंग इनटू अ रेंज एंड देन इट स्टार्टेड मेकिंग हायर हाई हायर लोस। एक ट्रेंड पर्टिकुलरली वो पकड़ा एंड वी कैन सी हाउ लाइक जब भी वो क्रैशेस में
मेरी
आए हैं।
जिंदगी नहीं हो सकती भगवान, मैं कुछ भी जीना चाहता हूँ।
सॉरी दर्शन, कैन यू अनम्यूट?
पागल की तरह करके चले गए।
एक मिनट, कैन यू अनम्यूट अदम? या
Yeah, I'm muted.
yes. So basically it is trending to the upside। एक uptrend पकड़ा तो you can see how quickly like even if some crashes like 30% गिरा भी था from 86 till 62, because वो एक particular uptrend में था, it continue moving to the upside till the range of 130। So like historically whenever we see that crude prices are मतलब वो एक sideways से एक uptrend पकड़ता है तो एकदम उसका एक move मतलब it usually moves like last time 2020 में it moved around like 200%, like 40 से 130 गया, which is a very wild move as such। So whatever I can see on technicals is that weekly chart whenever it crude एक sideways से एक uptrend पकड़ता है तो the move is quite violent।
Okay. Okay. Why I wanted to discuss about the crude first? I tell you, क्रूड को पूरे वर्ल्ड में सप्लाई करने के लिए इट्स टेक्स अराउंड 600 टू 700 बिलियन डॉलर का कैपेक्स लगता है अप्रोक्सीमेटली।
Okay.
इफ यू लुक एट द डेटा फ्रॉम 2018 और 2014 से भी इवन कंसिस्टेंटली जो कैपेक्स लगता है रिफाइनरीज में वो बहुत कम हो रहा है। उस वजह
Okay.
से आज के टाइम में हम लोग के आप देखोगे ना जो क्रूड ऑयल का है उसकी कमी नहीं आ रही है। इट्स मोर अबाउट कि उन रिफाइनरीज की कमी है। आपने देखा होगा यूएस ने वेनेजुला पे अटैक किया जहां पे थिक ऑयल है विच यूज जनरली इन वॉर मशीन्स आर देयर। रशिया इज मोर ऑन क्रूड साइड एक्चुअली। यूरोप इज सफरिंग कि वहां पे क्रूड सप्लाई इजीली नहीं हो रहा है। हम लोगों ने 22 में देखा था जब रशिया ने यूक्रेन पे जब अटैक कर दिया था एंड रशिया ने स्टॉप कर दिया था अपने क्रूड सप्लाई। उस टाइम पे क्रूड बहुत तेज भागा था जो अभी दर्शन ने अपने चार्ट से दिखाया भी था।
Right.
एंड उस टाइम पे एक्सप्लोरेशन कंपनीज जो थी हमारी जो ऑयल पे एक्सप्लोर कर रही थी लाइक ओएनजीसी इज देयर एंड ओयल इंडिया इज देयर व्हिच हैव गिवन अ ह्यूज रिटर्न एक्चुअली। if you from 120, if I remember, 120 to 270 280 it goes up to actually like that। एंड
Right.
अगर आप फिर हम लोगों ने क्या किया हमारे जो करंट गवर्नमेंट वी आर स्टार्टेड डूइंग कि हम लोगों ने एथेनॉल ब्लेंडिंग को ले लेके आ गए। हम लोगों ने ईवी लेके आए। बट अब प्रॉब्लम क्या होने लगी ईवी हैज नॉट गिवन। अगर कोई जन बॉम्बे में रह रहा है वन कैन अंडरस्टैंड बोरीवली से अगर उसको चर्च गेट तक जाना है ईवी एक बार में सफाई से हो ही नहीं पाता था एक्चुअली। एंड चार्जिंग फैसिलिटी वाज नॉट अवेलेबल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं था। एथेनॉल ब्लेंडिंग में अभी सभी इतना एक्सपीरियंस कर चुके हैं कि वो जितना ब्लेंड करते जाते हैं गाड़ी में वो इंजन में पानी छोड़ दे रहा है। तो एट द एंड गवर्नमेंट ने भी कह दिया इट वाज एक्सपेरिमेंट उसमें से सब्सिडी हटा दी गई है। सो मोर फैक्टर्स विच आर कमिंग इन फेवर ऑफ क्रूड नाउ एक्चुअली where oil exploring companies likely to do well. Why? Because oil gonna burst now. Because US is trying harder and Russia is trying to harder to sell crude at higher price. Now, if you look at the historical data from 2005, लास्ट जब ऑडिट हुआ था सऊदी अरब का उन्होंने नॉट 2005 इट्स 1995 जब ऑडिट हुआ था सऊदी अरब का तो अराउंड 270 बिलियन बैरल डॉलर का उन्होंने रिजर्व बताया था। अगेन जब ऑडिट हुआ 2007 एंड 8 में उन्होंने जो क्रूड बैरल रिजर्व बताया इट वाज 271 बिलियन बैरल का। सो इट वाज नॉट पॉसिबल कि आपका इतने साल से आप क्रूड डाल रहे हो और होता जाए। और उसके बाद सऊदी अरब ने कभी भी अपना ऑडिट करने ही नहीं दिया है। मिडिल ईस्ट कंपनीज आर वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट। कोई बाहर का कंपनी आके या बाहर का गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी आके आ, है ना, वो क्या करते हैं, आपका ऑडिट कर सके उनके रिजर्व्स का। क्योंकि क्या होता है, रिजर्व डिप्लीट हो रहे हैं उनको ही मालूम है। सो नाउ व्हाट दे हैव स्टार्टेड डूइंग, हम लोग ये गैस नहीं मार रहे हैं। आप ये खुद सोचिए, सऊदी अरब, मिडिल ईस्ट कंट्रीज नाउ स्टार्टेड attracting investment in form of tourism. They have easen up their laws and women's को लेके इन्होंने अपने काफी laws easy किए हैं। फुटबॉल अट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं। Earlier they were not attracting these kinds of investment actually. And now Saudi Arab making the bigger building actually to attract more tourism because उनको ही मालूम है ऑयल बेच के अब बहुत ज्यादा वो लोग पैसे नहीं कमा पाएंगे। सो क्रूड दे वांटेड टू सेल एट हायर प्राइसेस गोइंग फॉरवर्ड। एंड ईवी अभी जो स्टेज पे है हमारा, जो टू व्हीलर और फोर व्हीलर्स है, वो स्टिल गोना टेक टाइम actually to develop. Technology is developing. EV is going to be a cheaper source of mobility, but अभी उस लेवल पे नहीं पहुंचे। टू व्हीलर इज डूइंग गुड, buses are doing good in some point to point area, but we still need to gap up that fill up, जो हम लोग का फोर व्हीलर्स पोजीशन होती है उधर हम लोग अभी भी गैप काफी सारा है। सो अगर
Ayush,
क्रूड,
I just want to ask if like crude prices are going to the upside, uh, is it not is it bad for our economy, right? Going forward, like if
यस यस यस,
okay,
सो वी हैव टू बी वेरी सेलेक्टिव। अब ये सब थ्योरीज अगर हम लोग जब बिना मैक्रो के व्यूज के जाएंगे, तो हम लोग वी आर गोइंग टू मेक बिग मिस्टेक एक्चुअली। हम लोग लॉन्ग
right,
टर्म इन्वेस्टर बन जाएंगे उन स्टॉक्स में जहाँ पे हम लोग को बनना भी नहीं चाहते हैं। और
right, हाँ,
आर टाइम वैल्यू, अगर आप 2 साल से निफ्टी का सिर्फ रिटर्न भी देखेंगे, इट्स नीलवट्टे
right,
सन्नाटा है ऑलमोस्ट।
right,
सो आई वांटेड टू रेज, और उसके अलावा उसका इम्पैक्ट, जो नेक्स्ट इम्पैक्ट आ रहा है वो आ रहा है करेंसी से। हम लोग देख
right,
ही रहे हैं। इट्स, इफ आई रिमेम्बर, आई स्टार्टेड investing in US around 21 and 22, which was rate at that time 72, 73. Now rate is almost 96. So मेरा 33% तो करेंसी रिटर्न का ही हो गया है। So Archit, if you remember, we discussed US stock so many times around.
right,
If you look at foreign currency borrowing, which Indian companies have, like Adani is having, they are having at the 73, 74, which has
right,
not been renewed or repaid back, still in their books actually. So they are also carrying the currency risk out there. Our import gets costly हो जाता है, हम लोग को क्रूड महंगा पड़ रहा होता है। ऑल्दो एक्सपोर्ट हम लोग का अट्रैक्टिव होता है, बट वी आर नॉट अट्रैक्टिंग। हम लोग एक्सपोर्ट भी अभी काफी सारे से कंट्री से बैकलैशेस आ रहे हैं। So
right,
I'm not saying our economy is bad position. There are good things are also happening in that. Now, इन रिसेंटली हम लोगों ने जो देखा, जो आईटी कंपनीज ने रिटर्न बना के दिया है, जो अब मैं जियो पॉलिटिक्स की बात करता हूँ, अभी जो ट्रम्प ने आके इतने सारे टैरिफ्स लगाए हैं, आईटी कंपनीज को बैकलैशेस मिल रहे हैं, एआई बूम चल रहा है। नाउ अपनी इंडियन कंपनीज, आईटी कंपनीज क्या करती थी कि वो बैकएंड का वर्क करती थी, सॉर्ट ऑफ इट्स लाइक सपोर्ट सर्विसेज। टेक्नोलॉजी और इनोवेशन में उतना काम नहीं किया था। नाउ गवर्नमेंट इज पुशिंग कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर हमारा बूम करे। in next 5 to 7 years or even 10 years, our manufacturing going to boom actually in that way. We have to be very selective. We have to read about what kind of product we are attracting export way में। देखा जाए हम लोग के लॉजिस्टिक जो कॉस्ट था मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में, जो पहले 16 to 17% आता था। लेट से अगर आपका 100 रुपए का प्रोडक्ट है जो आप सेल कर रहे हैं, उसमें से 16-17 रुपीज एक लॉजिस्टिक की खा जा रहा है। नाउ इट हैज कम डाउन टू 7 to 8 rupees। डेडिकेटेड फ्रेट कॉरिडोर स्टेशन आर देयर। एंड इसके अलावा लेबर लॉज जो आए हैं अभी रिसेंटली, दैट इज ऑल्सो गोइंग वेल एक्चुअली इन प्रिटी आर सपोर्टेड। सो these things are there, which six factor we have discussed, which first is liquidity, second is interest rates are there, inflation we have discussed, commodity, currency and geopolitics। अब आते हैं हम लोग के, एंड अभी तक यहाँ पे किसी का क्वेश्चन है? एनीवन वांट टू आस्क और वांट टू हैव अ लिटिल मोर अंडरस्टैंडिंग?
Hi Ayush, Piyush here.
हाय पीयूष,
Hi
गुड।
Archit, hi Piyush. Hi
hi,
Ayush.
hi,
Yeah. Regarding this oil chart which is showed right now, So
Yeah.
does it mean like the base price of the oil will be continuously increasing for us? Like from earlier it may be 30, then it became 60, and now it may be around 80 or $80, something like that, or maybe going to 100 also.
See, on the technical perspective, if I may add, it doesn't mean that that the base price will keep on increasing as such. Like I think so, the commodity prices, with whatever limited knowledge that I possess while understanding commodities, is that it is affected by a lot of geopolitical issues. Okay, but looking at the, like, if we look on a weekly chart or on a monthly chart, where our investment horizon comes along with a minimum of 2 to 3 years, it seems that the oil prices are going to stay in, like, it would be above in the range of 60, above 60 at least, going forward.
Right.
It would not go below 60 is what we can see in the next 2 to 3 years, unless and until something drastically changes on a geopolitical scale and oil closes below 60. Then we can say again the base would be changing, because in technicals what happens is that we can give a forecast. We are giving a forecast. We are not giving a prediction as such. So on the
Right.
forecast basis, what we can see is, like, the base of 60 to 65 is a very big base, where it was taking a lot of time crossing that particular thing, and once now that is crossed, it would be very difficult to break that particular thing unless something and like something drastically changes, is what I feel. Ayush, you can add like whatever, if you have any point of view.
I agree with you, Archit. It's right now, पीयूष, हम लोग जो सिचुएशन में है ना, यहाँ पे हम लोग को क्रूड from macro angle, if I add on, it's going to be a bullish side actually. I won't be surprised. It's going forward. We can see 3-digit crude dollar in there, where and वो stability हो जाएगा. And अगर crude $100, $120 भी होता है, it's going to break many things in our economy. But
Right.
there are some good part of it also. Uh, if I want to add on this, anything specific you want to ask? Because I'm bullish on crude right now.
You say bullish means price going higher or lower?
Yeah, price going higher.
Higher. And how are you like confident that it is a good part for our economy?
It's good part from oil exploration are there, because there are other things are there which will uh, see कभी भी कोई भी अगर आपका मार्केट पूरा ओवरऑल मार्केट अच्छा नहीं चल रहा हो, लेकिन कुछ कुछ सेक्टर हमेशा अच्छे चल रहे होते हैं. वी हैव टू बी पिकी ऑन दैट एक्चुअली.
Okay.
सो इन
आई थिंक
दैट वे
सो,
आई एम.
From the
स्टॉक
retail point
स्पेसिफिक
of
अपने को देखना पड़ेगा कि कौन से सेक्टर को बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटी है, लाइक हर सेक्टर का एक टाइम आता है. सो आई थिंक सो आयुष इज ट्राइंग टू टेल द सेम
okay.
थिंग कि ऑयल रिलेटेड जो भी सेक्टर्स रहेंगे वो बुलिश रहेंगे, लाइक देयर इज अ बुल ट्रेंड समवेयर गोइंग इन विद सेक्टर, सो वी हैव टू पिक दैट सेक्टर एज सच, एंड वहां पे अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट्स करना चाहिए.
यस, बिकॉज
Okay.
व्हाट हैपन कि आपका अगर आप ये सोचोगे कि एक मार्केट में हम लोग पूरे बुलिश रहेगा, नाउ वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू सी वेरी सून दैट काइंड ऑफ बुल मार्केट जो हम लोगों ने 21 से 23 तक देखा होगा. जो इन बिटवीन नाउ, बिकॉज वो एक क्रेजी रैली था, सॉर्ट ऑफ ड्रिवन मोर बाय लिक्विडिटी. वी आर इन दैट फेज जो हम लोग का 2014 से 2018 तक जो चल रहा था. वी हैव टू बी वेरी स्मार्ट इन पिकिंग आवर इन्वेस्टमेंट. एज वी आर रिटेल इन्वेस्टर, वी आर डीलिंग विद few ends who are very strong, जिनके पास बहुत सारा डेटा है एनालिसिस करने के लिए. दे हैव ह्यूज मनी. वी आर टेकिंग अकॉर्डिंग टू बैट देम जस्ट बाय अंडरस्टैंडिंग मैक्रोज एंड technical charts actually and fundamental of the companies whether they are eligible to do certain things.
Yes, Balaji, you can unmute
Thanks.
yourself. Yeah. Ramalingan
Okay.
Balaji, yeah. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for the opportunity. Yeah, so you're trying to discuss about the bullishness on the crude. I think we also discussed about refineries getting impacted because of the war scenario, right? So what's your stance on the refined products?
Sorry, which product?
Refined products from crude, right? Diesel, gasoline, jet fuels. Because I see that the crack spread is, I mean, it's kind of exploding, right? Out of the range. Not sure if you're tracking that, so just want to know your perspective there.
Yeah, so in refinery companies there will be some margin pressure will be there, but they will stabilize. There are few companies in refinery which will do well on the base of operational efficiency right now.
Okay, so my question rather is, yeah, how long do you think this particular spread can really sustain the high levels of spread that we see currently?
How long it will sustain the oil, crude oil?
No. The spreads, the diesel crack spreads.
Uh, this will be difficult to answer, to be honest, how long it will be, because factor it's changing very fast right now. It's not a good environment, honestly. We
Okay.
have
See, we talked about
honestly,
crude. See,
yeah,
when you're trying to say bullish on crude, and we discussed about Oil India and ONGC as one of the
yeah,
possible beneficiaries because of the high crude price. So I'm just trying to think through
yes.
on refined products space. Like there could be companies which could do very well. Are there? Do you see a sign of bullishness in the even in the refined products side? The companies which manufacture those.
It depends on the company also with how they are doing. We need to study that. But I'll tell you honestly, right now the spread which you are talking about right now, like in recently, the diesel and crude spread has gone 4x recently in between then. So the spread is going to be increased going forward. Right now on the base of macro data, but it's subject to change also because it's day to day is changing very fast.
Okay. So, okay, do you think it's better to bet on the refined product side or on the crude side? How do we decide that? And
Uh,
what's your stance on?
right now, right now I'll say to hedge our portfolio through exploration companies actually.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Ravi ji has a doubt. I think he has raised his hand. Ravi ji, you can ask.
Yeah. One question. So, end of the day, it boils down to uh, uh, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So, don't you think it really depends on how the news is and the rumor is all about, right?
Rumor about it's sorry.
I mean, anything coming up from the geopolitics, right? It is mostly
Yes.
the rumor spreads fast, and then things are not really. A lot of things are not in the institutional investors' hands as well, right? So
Yes.
how do you even trust that and play around with that situation?
So, that Ravi sir, it's thank you for such bringing. First of all, always we don't rely only on the rumored news. Actually, we always ask even our investor also to invest on the base of data. We just on the base of macro, we do not take position. We ask look for technicals also. We look for the company fundamental also. There is only not single way to invest actually to any company. So हम लोग rumor के बेस पे इवन इफ यू लुक एट देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स गोइंग ऑन कि आज ईवी की बेस्ट पॉलिसी आई है रिसेंटली विच केम इन दिल्ली सो वी इन्वेस्ट इन ईवी कंपनीज बट उसमें ईवी अगर आप देखोगे ना कोई भी स्टॉक मार्केट इज अ डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर एंड लोगों को काफी सारी चीजें पहले ही मालूम चल जाती है सो वी हैव टू बी लिटिल एज बाय एडिंग ऑल द टेक्नो फंडामेंटल एंड मैक्रो व्यूज टू हैव एन एज ओवर अदर्स सो rumors बाद में आती है to give exit to big hands actually.
But don't you think even the institutional investors follow the same pattern because they also are? I mean, a lot of FIIs we see right in the recent times for the past couple of months are doing the same. So they're saving a lot uh, amount of. I mean, they're taking a lot of money from our markets and then investing somewhere else, right? On a day-to-day basis as well. So is this not a concern for us? I mean, even if we are considering everything.
It's concern. So there is no right way approach actually. We always try to learn and from the past also. It's because अगर हम लोग उस तरीके से जाएंगे तो हम लोग इन्वेस्ट कर ही नहीं पाएंगे. We just try to make our investment better return. It's there is no single way answer for this actually. If you ask me, it's more like if I want to say add on. इट्स हम लोग न्यूज के बेसिस पे कभी भी इन्वेस्ट नहीं करते जो ऑलरेडी न्यूज में है वो ऑलरेडी 10 लोगों को मालूम होगा तो आप लोग उधर रिटर्न हम लोग भी रिटर्न नहीं बना सकेंगे वी ऑलवेज नीड टू हैव एज ओवर अदर्स
Uh,
दर्शन
but
एनीथिंग
yeah,
Yeah,
but
I would
one
like
thing
to
that
add something here. I think the basic question that Ravi ji you are asking is that, in the current scenario with all the FII selling and, a lot of geopolitical news and a lot of tweets that go around from Trump, I think uh, from a trading perspective, I think it's a different ball game. That's when, what you said, buy the rumor, sell the news, sell on good news. That's what happens from a trading point of view, because most of the positions are made actually before the news is out. So जो हम from a investment perspective, what Ayush is talking about is that you don't rely merely on the news or the policies which are going to come up. You have to factor that with the data, with the macro data, as well as the fundamentals of the company, and then invest from a perspective where you see that in the longer run, with the geopolitical and the broader market headwinds, which are the sectors which will do well. Because what I just mentioned is that crude is going to do better, is what his analysis suggests as on today. So when you say crude is going to do better, that means that our the trade deficit is going to rise. We will have pressure on the dollar. So we are not a net exporting country, we are a net importing country. So it is going to affect our GDP data going forward. So broader markets are not looking very, very bullish. From Ayush's understanding of the macros with respect to the crude, because India is heavily dependent on crude when it comes to our import. So what we see is that in the next maybe 3 to 5 years time frame, if we are not expecting markets to be as bullish as they were, say let's say post COVID till 2024, we will be in a phase of market where we are going to be more or less sideways, like the markets how they were between 2014 to 2017. I think again there was an event of demonetization, which again spoiled the party for the markets. But we will see markets being in a range, and we might see markets do selectively. That's where we have to be in the right sector, and that's where the whole inner circle and this particular discussions on macros has started. We've started giving it more importance lately, because if you see how crude has behaved in the last maybe 4 months, ever since the Iran and the US war started, Iran-Israel war started. I think every week we've had very, very different views. Like one week, Iran was retaliating, and the war was looking like it is going to get more and more uh, like prolonged. Then there was the peace deal. Then we have the peace deal, which is broken. So I think it's a market where, from a trading perspective, yes, you can trade based on news and rumors. But from an investing and bigger money where we are deploying, I think data plus fundamentals is where Ayush and I think Circle or this product that we are trying to build, we are going to be focusing on.
Okay. Okay, Ravi sir, I just want to add on here more also. When I say crude is gonna bullish, it's not anything bad for all the economy. There are other sector are there which will do well, like renewable energy are there, solar is there. In EV, motor companies which are providing cheaper mobility from one point to another point will likely to do well actually. It's not कि सिर्फ आपका oil companies ही अच्छा करेगा. It's other sector also are there.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, my whole point is that end of the day, it is done by the big players, right? So we even considering investing, right? It is more of a big ball or a big game that we should be following, right? That's a point I'm making.
Yeah, definitely, sir. It is. See, but in the end, whatever I have learned in the last few years, where I'm building a portfolio an investment, yes, like the data is quite similar. We have to just look at the positives, uh, at like where our money allocation should go on into it, depending upon the current market scenarios, or on a global perspective, when we have to go aggressive, when we have to go less aggressive, when we have to go conservative. These are the switches we try to make during such time. It is just like playing cricket. If you are playing cricket in Lords, you have to be a conservative. But if you are playing cricket in India, where the flat land is there, so depending upon the conditions of the market, you have to change your style of investment, is what I feel we have to do. Like we have to adapt to it.
Yeah, sure.
So
Thank you. Thanks. That answers.
there are other sector are there which are ancillary to crude actually. If there are water resource management are there, waste management resources are there, which somehow companies are adopting actually. So we will discuss in going forward in next sessions.
Sure,
So right now, this is just basic fundamentals where we are discussing which things impact actually.
sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, Puneet, I think so. You are raising your hand since a long time. You can unmute yourself.
Uh, Hi, Ayush, Puneet this side.
Yeah.
Ayush, what are your views? I mean, with the passage of time, if I say what actually physically happening in India, I can see there are a lot of containerization and ports are getting developed within the India, and there's a lot of work going on the connectivity and infrastructure. So, speaking for the past 5 years, I can see a drastic change in the infrastructure development in India. I'm not talking about the real estate, but overall, be it roads, buildings, and the factories are getting a lot of boost in heavy construction in physical world. So though I'm in the same industry, so I know much better, but I can't see such things in the stock activity of that particular sector. So what are your views for that?
You mean to say on infrastructure sector?
With infrastructure, there should be definitely a boost in the construction, heavy equipment manufacturing, and so, but that is not visible in this stock market that this is happening.
The prices of the stocks that of the infra, basically, I guess you are trying to
No.
tell.
Not exactly infrastructure, but side joining ancillary for that
Right.
infrastructure, like cement, and another one is maybe compressor, maybe this tires or the machinery used for construction. I can't see the price moving much, but the infrastructure there is a drastic change in a physical world.
So you are comparing actually two things here. First, if I want to say from government perspective, in recently last 18 months, government has slowed down on the capex. Things are there because there are liquidity cruncher there in the market right now. If I talk from company perspective, because the demand is little bit go slow down after uh, it's a total chain. If you look from like banks are lending lesser to MSMEs, then there are pressure which bank को वापस cash flow नहीं आ रहा है. The term deposit have been reducing. Now government have reduced capex because there are few quality issues that are there and their high capex expenditure took place. Now government have distributed lots of freebies are there. So the capex expenditure is not going high. You mean you want to talk about that or you want to talk about ancillary product?
I belong to heavy construction equipment manufacturing. Just
Mhm.
because of the war between Iran and this Israel, there's a chaos at that particular area. But the demand for construction equipment is projected at 30% or 25% CAGR for the
Mhm.
last, I mean, next 5 years that we are getting the projection. It was getting delayed just because of this war. And the same in India, uh, like RB is getting a lot of equipment from ourselves. So their ancillary, our vendor should, who are listed, should have a better prices getting up, like Sandhar or something, but I can't see them much moving. So I just wanted to know what exactly is the reason for that.
Reason is capex slowdown is there actually, if I honestly say.
But
Because
our volumes of sales are getting high.
prices are not moving much because they're not able to. So that is systematic prices are there. It's they are maybe due to because there are many in last. If I want to ask me in last 5 years approximately, ancillary capex goods have been there are many players have got entrants actually. The competition is getting tougher. If if you ask me around the western and southern part of region of India, there are huge companies are there which have entered into this business. Second is thing is there. First is competition. Second is around the capex. Even though volume is there, but project have been slowed down. No doubt in the global impact is there, but third is liquidity is there actually.
So you mean the payments are getting deferred and there's a margin contraction because
Yeah,
of
margin
competition.
contraction is there. So what happens if too many liquidity delays comes in actually? So जो vendors होते हैं, what they do कि अगर उनको पैसा जल्दी मिल रहा होता है, they keep the prices same actually. They do not increase the prices. Like in bull market, its credit period थोड़ा ज्यादा बढ़ जाता है but when the market started shrinking, they reduce the credit period, they sell it at the same price. This is the business cycle, right?
Got it.
Uh, One more question from Vivo 1221. It's sir, you can unmute yourself.
I guess yes. No one has any other doubts, so we can just continue with our discussion, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So next, going forward, we will be right now we have discussed about the concepts around it, what the things. Next, going forward, next session, we will discuss about the data, how liquidity, inflation, interest rate, and dollar index are there, and around the precious metal also we will be discussing what things are there and what have worked well in the past. Right now, from macro point of view, I have shared the brief idea about what is going on. It's anything you want to add on, Darshan and Archit? It's yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I think so. We have got a good idea. Even I have learned a few things right now because I was not more into the macro things, but uh, I guess it is very important to understand at what current scenario we are in because I think so. In the past as well, if people who have just joined after 2020, I guess they have just seen a liquidity driven rally where everything was moving. It is not that like even if you ask any rickshaw wala also he would tell one stock and that stock would start moving to the upside. But in the current scenario where like I've been investing since 2015, you have to be a sector specific. You should be having a particular edge or understanding over that things. So that is just being like things are getting back to normal. I feel where the uncertainty is there in the markets and you have to be you have to put in some extra efforts to understand how each and every news is getting affected and what and you have to have that particular foresight that what which sector or what can benefit in the next 2 years and then you have to depend like then accordingly your investment should be flowing like from one side to another side is what I feel and like that is much more important right now. So that's on me and I think so Darshan you have anything to add?
Hey, hi guys. I think we've had a very good last 1 hour of conversation around about macro analysis. We've discussed 5 factors, I think, with Ayush. I think a lot more. This was just the first session, so we've taken very basic concepts. I think I would love if Ayush and Archit, both of you can add about the product that we are trying to build and how macro techno analysis, something which is not that popular or not that heard of before. I think we've heard of techno funda, we've heard of technical analysis. Probably for the first time, we are talking about a techno macro analysis. So, how are we planning to make this product? Archit, I would love you if you can start and what
Yeah.
is it that we are trying to build here?
So as I said, I think so. Like in the last few minutes, like right now we have to be get a sector specific approach. We should be understanding like which sectors are going to benefit depending upon what policies are happening or how the liquidity is flowing into the markets. So for that, the macro view is quite like important. Where we have a select few sectors where we are understanding that okay, these are the sectors that are available to to invest in. Now when to invest in is where the technicals will come into place, then when we have to buy it because because what happens is that whenever with whatever basic understanding that have these policies or these liquidities or these macro analysis we do, it takes time to dwell into the stock market or in the prices as such. So once we have an understanding of how like which sectors we have to focus in, what we'll do is we'll have a select few sectors depending upon our analysis, and after that the technicals will come into place, where when we have to enter the technicals is basically an understanding of when we have to enter a particular asset class or a script, or when we have to particularly exit that particular script. Like all the money, like even if like you have around 1 crore or 2 crore, the amount is irrelevant. When you have to add it in a staggered manner is much more important, I feel. And this is where we are going to, like me and Ayush are going to join up, where Ayush from Ayush will get the macro views, the how the companies, which sectors it is going would be advantage in the next few years, and when to enter is where the technicals will come in, where we will try to add a position in a very staggered manner. Because what happens is that undervalued companies can stay undervalued for a long period of time. A overvalued company can stay overvalued for a long period of time. So the technicals will help you in making a particular position depending upon the volumes that are coming in. So it is not that all of your money would be invested in one particular sector at one particular go, that we will be 100% invested in that particular company at a particular point. What we'll do is there would be a staggered entry where we are adding our capital in 25%, 30% of the particular allocation of the overall portfolio, so that the averaging also happens, and we get like yeah, like even if the 2-3 months the markets are not working, or it has not priced in, our portfolios will be very much well into. And one important thing that I want to say about this product, that this is not a short-term product. It we are doing our analysis on a techno-macro effect, so it will take a year's time to get that particular sort of return in your portfolios. So and one more thing is that our portfolio that we are planning is that we would not be like in one particular strategy, we are not just going 100%. What we'll do, that 60% will be investing, which will be a core portfolio, and the rest 40% will be taking some momentum trades based on the macro analysis, that okay, if the oil companies are doing good, we'll place 40% into technical based on the technical expertise that we have, that we'll try to gain alpha through that. And the rest 60% would be a core building portfolio, where we are targeting like a 3-digit kind of a return, like 100%, 150% over the next 2 to 3 years as such. So this is how we are planning to roll out this product, and it would be for people who are very patient enough to understand that okay, it is going to take time, but if they are invested through the 1.5 year investment horizon, you will get very good decent returns. You will get, we are targeting like 3 digits return. We are not targeting, like we are trying to achieve super performance is what is our goal is. So it might take some time. It might take, like what happens, like 6 months the stock won't move, our stock won't move at all, but in the next 6 months what happens, that the market prices in and the stock moves like 200%. It has happened in the past. So this is what we are trying to build the product, and this is how we are going to invest going forward here. Ayush, if anything you want to add, you can just add.
Sure. I just want to add on 2, 3 stories here, how it will be working like this. For example, I'll say in when I joined 4 years back, Archit and Darshan, there was a one case. I like to discuss 2, 3 cases here. First is around the Dixon technology, which we have placed our position around 6,600. At that time, उनके पास जो EMS का revenue था, it was hardly 1% of their total revenue. So we were betting on the EMS theme of the Dixon technology. शेयर 6,600 पे था जिस दिन हम लोगों ने लिया, नेक्स्ट डे ईडी का रेट पड़ा, शेयर कम डाउन टू 5,700 एंड 600. अगर इफ हम लोग सिर्फ और सिर्फ फंडामेंटली और टेक्निकल देखते रहे, फंडामेंटली अगर हम लोग देखेंगे, तो उस केसेस में क्या होगा कि अगर कोई ईडी रेट पड़ा है तो ऑब्वियसली वी विल ट्राई टू टेक आउट एग्जिट. But again, we have added on, when we read the government policies, we stick to them. We added more around 5,600, 700, and we took exit around 15,000 to 16,000 within a year actually. There is one more case is like similarly like this, that in October 23 we took a position in Manorama. I'll tell you one example. In South Africa there is a crop yield take place, मतलब crop होती है वहाँ पे कोकोआ की, जिससे हम लोग कॉफी चॉकलेट्स और कॉस्मेटिक्स में यूज होते हैं. सो उसका जो अल्टरनेट, उधर साउथ अफ्रीका में जब बहुत ज्यादा ऑपरेशनल इश्यूज और एग्रीकल्चर इश्यूज होने लगे, तो उस वजह से उसकी जो अल्टरनेटिव जो प्रोडक्ट थे वो चीपर जो अवेलेबल थे, तो कॉस्मेटिक एंड चॉकलेट कंपनीज फरेरो रोशर का जो होता है उसका कंटेंट होता है, उसमें मनोरमा इंडस्ट्रीज की अल्टरनेटिव कोकोआ जाता है एक्चुअली, जो जिसे हम शिया प्रोडक्ट के थ्रू बनते हैं. सो उनका प्रोडक्ट लग रहा था. सो विच नाउ व्हेन वी एंटर इनटू दैट मनोरमा, इट from 450 to 2, it went up to 300. We keep on adding. Right now, as on today, we are sitting around 1600 levels actually. So in 3 years, it has given its huge return. It's so that's how it's macro, and with the technicals it work. Technical give us edge, and the किस time पे entry लेना है, exit लेना है, that is more important. And when we add macros, it's help us to build conviction whether we are going right or not actually, because many times market forces which uh, influences our decision, they don't go to सो मैनी टाइम न्यूज इन्फ्लुएंसेस हम लोग को इन्फ्लुएंस करते रहते हैं कि कोई सेल कर दिया जाए, इस स्टॉक को बाय कर लिया जाए. मैनी टाइम्स इट हैपेंस, न्यूज पे आके कोई बोल जा रहा है कि आईटी कंपनीज को बाय कर लिया जाए, बट व्हेन वी वर बियरिश ऑन द आईटीज एंड इट डिडंट वेंट वेल एक्चुअली. जब न्यूज में हम लोग को सब लोग बुलिश सुनाई दे रहा था. सो दैट्स हाउ इट वर्क्स. इट्स अगर आप बैलेंस शीट सर पढ़ोगे तो एक डेट की पोजीशन बताएगा, वो सिर्फ इतना बता सकेगा कि कंपनी वेदर एबल टू डू सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट और नॉट इन फ्यूचर. नाउ वी विल एड ऑन टेक्निकल्स, जहां पे हम लोग को एंट्री और एग्जिट करेंगे, एंड थ्रू मैक्रो वी विल बिल्ड द कन्विक्शन. दैट्स ऑल आई वांट टू सम अप हियर राइट नाउ.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we've had quite a basic understanding today. First session into macros. I think many of us are discussing macros more or less, probably not that often. So it's the first few sessions. I think next Sunday again we will connect. We'll take this discussion forward with Ayush. During this week, what we do in Inner Circle, we will discuss in the next session. So whoever is interested to join this particular product, it's an early stage product. What it does is it gives you an advantage to build a long-term relationship and build a rapport with both Ayush and Archit, because this is a product which we just started with only 3 clients now. So if you are interested, connect with us. We can get on a con call, discuss, and start. And the idea is that, if you start early, you get an advantage of building a long-term rapport with both Ayush and Archit. Talking about Ayush independently, he's been managing more than 400 clients across multiple brokers. With Nirmal Bang with us, he's having more than 70 odd clients. And his thesis or his investing style is more on the long term, where as he mentioned, Manorama, he's been holding it ever since he bought it, never sold it. So, ride your winners. I think again something that we know Archit is very much capable of, riding his winners, building position where the conviction is, staying invested, and the market cycles will keep on changing. But what we need to do is, we need to stick to our style of investing, but adapt to the market situation. And I think that is what we are trying to build here with this product. And I think the benefit will pass down to all the different products that we have, be it with Jerry Sir, be it with Archit in portfolio building service. This product will help us uh, get that macro inputs, and even the momentum trading which is happening, it helps because at times we see some of the stocks which Ayush has discussed with us and where we have made positions, they've moved very quickly. So mining sector is something, the story unfolded. GMDC went from 300 to 700 rupees. So even in a short time frame, at times if you position your macros well with technicals, it will give you the edge to get a quick return. The idea is not really to generate quick returns. The idea is to ride your winners. But, as Archit mentioned, that 60-40 ratio, which we are going to follow, the 40% allocation towards momentum, that will help you to get that additional alpha, which will take care of, the periods of long-term investing where, many a times stocks will not give returns for maybe a couple of quarters. And, then the story will build and the narrative will have been bought. And, once the market rewards, we have seen Manorama, we've seen Dixon, we've seen a number of stocks, we've seen Vari when nobody knew it, when its name was Sangam Renewables at $20, nobody knew what it is and how the solar story played out and how Archit has ridden it from $20 to all the way 10,000 rupees, not sold it. Again, it's corrected to 6,000, still holding it. So I think the idea is here to build a product which is supreme and which is targeting at a super performance, and the idea here is to have limited clients, but to have a very long-term relationship with these set of clients. So here, I think we will wind up today's session. Looking forward to connect on the next weekend. Let's take the discussion forward. If you have any queries, you can connect with me, Archit or Ayush, either one of us, and we'll be happy to help.
So
So
thank
let's
you.
wind up today's session.
Yeah.
Thank you, Archit and Ayush, for the wonderful Sunday morning. Anybody has any questions, closing questions, or we can wind up the session?
Yeah. So when will be the next session like this?
So we are planning to keep it every Sunday at 11.
Every Sunday
Let's
at
see
11. Okay.
how frequently we can do it, because I think even Ayush keeps meeting management, so he is also traveling around. But we will try to have at least one session every week, if not every week, once in 2 weeks. That is something that we are really looking forward to.
But 11 o'clock is
Yeah,
fixed time,
that
right?
is
Yeah,
a
more or less that's the
appropriate
time
time.
that
Yeah.
is.
Tentative time. Yeah.
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 More or less. Okay. Okay.
Correct.
And also, like, what is the basic agenda for these sessions? Like, to make us aware
The
and
agenda, see, I'll tell you the agenda. Obviously, whenever we take any discussions or sessions, the agenda is obviously to connect with our members who are following us and who are
okay.
associated with us at a client level also, and maybe if not at a
Mhm.
client level, who have been
Mm.
watching us on the various platforms, be it Curious Investor, be it DM Finance or Ayush Bhai's channel, So the idea is to engage with our community, and secondly, to build some uh, like mindset and educate about concepts which are not that spoken of, or that something that not people are much aware of, and to have a discussion around it. Even with technicals, whenever we take sessions with Archit, we try and discuss stocks, markets, views, sector views. So I think the idea is always to get engaged with our community and to uh, discuss and spread the knowledge that we possess. And I think the best form of sharing knowledge is always engaging with people, because questions come up which make you think, and it broadens the horizon. So even while
Yeah,
we
true.
are trying to share our knowledge, we are learning in the due course. So it is
Exactly.
always knowledge is like the ultimate reason why we are doing these sessions.
Okay. Okay.
And of course, if you would
Okay.
love to join us, we have products. We have products which are made very, very fairly, where performance and client agenda is primary, and where we have the right platforms which assist clients even who are not available for the markets, who are not available for direct equity. We have execution support programs wherein all you need to do is open a demat with us, and we will take care of the rest in a very compliant manner. And with a very transparent manner, where you will have 100% uh, uh, awareness of what's happening in
Good.
your particular portfolio from time to time, because all
Okay.
the trades
Open
that we
account
do
in like where?
with us in Nirmal Bang Securities, sir.
Nirmal Bang. Okay.
So we are basically friend branch of Nirmal Bang Securities. So if you want to if you want to associate with Archit and Ayush and work on this particular product, what you need to do is you need to open a demat account. That demat account is opened in a franchisee, and based on what Ayush and Archit Bhai have you, the allocation happens to those particular stocks. And you need not be available for the markets, even if you are having a business or a job where you're not
Yes.
active
Yes.
for the markets. We will execute the trades on your behalf in your demat account using the broker Odin facility.
Okay. Just wondering one question. Like, Jerry, and all in the same team, right?
So Jerry sir is, as Ayush bhai and Archit are like using a platform for the product. Jerry sir is also a channel partner, and he has a different style of investing. He has a more like a momentum, more like swing trading. That's where his expertise is. So it's a separate product. again, the execution is similar, but the strategy is different. He is a part of our
Mm.
team, but the product is
Okay, okay.
different. It's called the Elite Trade Program, where the idea is it's a trading product where we are taking momentum trades, and sometimes he has stocks which do really well, doubles in 3-4 months. So there, we will try to trade it from time to time and capture the moves that the stock gives.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
sir,
also, is there any session? Are there any sessions like by looking at the flyer, I've seen like Sunday brunch sessions, EP1 Techno-Macro view. I thought like this is any session that relates to technicals and macros. I thought
Correct.
someone
So
will be
today is the
teaching
first
something.
session. So today is the first session of this series which we have started. And the idea
Ah,
is going to be we are going to combine technical analysis with macro analysis. Today being the first session, we've discussed the basic concepts of macro analysis. And wherever Archit is needed for the charts, I think Archit is here with us. So he will share his view on the technical side. So that's how we will take these sessions forward. Maybe today we were the very first session, so we've not taken stocks. Maybe in the next session we'll take a couple of sectors and discuss some sectors, some stocks from the sector, and where maybe we have already had a position and how they've been doing. So in the next session we'll discuss something more on technical plus macro side.
Yeah.
okay, okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Darshan, hi, Bala here. I
Hi,
wanted to
Balaji.
understand this product better. Like, is there a cap on the minimum ticket size, and what would be the charges apart from your brokerages?
So we'll connect on this on a one-on-one level, Balaji.
Yeah.
So you can just text me and we can discuss at a suitable time where we can get on a call.
Is there a
To give
ticket
you a brief,
size?
so the minimum ticket size for the inner circle is 50 lakhs.
Okay.
Here, what is going to happen is you have to open a demat account with us on Nirmal Bang Securities, and your account will get added to the basket where both Archit and Ayush are taking decisions. So I will explain it to you over a call. It will be better because I think we can have a more lengthier discussion there.
Okay. Thank you.
So one
Thank
more
you,
thing
sir.
I just want to add it. This is what I said it on Twitter. Like everyone wants to have that particular multi-baggers, but no one is ready to see the drawdowns. So if we are just confident on the businesses, you have to see a particular drawdown in your like in your portfolio. If we are targeting like big returns, we have seen stories like you are holding like till 20, but it has gone till 500 rupees, then it corrected till 250 rupees. So the understanding of this product is that we are trying to build a particular portfolio where you have a set of multi-baggers as such, but you don't get panicked just because the prices just have fallen 50% from its top. Like currently, I am holding I have seen PGL at 1000 levels as well. It came till 400 levels. That is nearly a 60% drawdown from the top. But we have to ask the question that whether the business has changed or it is just a short-term correction. So the idea of this product is to have a set of multi-baggers, and we are investing with a view of 5 years where we are trying to get a particular super performance returns. Because unless and until, because if you want a return of 15 to 16%, my particular view would be that you can invest through mutual funds. That gives you a very good return in the 3 to 4 years. But again, if your goal is to create a particular wealth for yourself, or you have to be invested in good stocks, yeah, I think so. Over there, allocation matters. Over there, patience matters, and over there, the business model in which your companies are there matters a lot. So this is what we are trying to do it. This is what we are trying to educate our members, that drawdowns. We have to see that particular drawdowns if we are aiming for super performance returns. Is what we are going to try to educate our members as well, and we try to replicate in the portfolios as well. Okay.
Right. I think one more point to add here before we close out is that macros, as you suggest, as Ayush mentioned, it is ever evolving. It changes from time to time. So a successful person, a successful investor is one who understands where the data is changing and takes action. So it can happen that we invest with a thesis and data is building up in that particular manner, and then there is an event which kind of changes the data. So you have to have the right side of mindset to take the exit. So I think with Ayush, whatever I've seen in the last 4 years, that he is also very quick to take exit. For example, he's had a bullish view of 25,000 on Nifty, and he has positioned his portfolio accordingly. And then there is some data which suggests that this view is not correct. So we will take exit also. So this with Inner Circle, I think we will see that as well. That when the view is changing or the data is changing, we will take exit. And I think that is very important from a long-term perspective to be associated with people who are able to change their view with the data, with the market, and adapt to the new view which is being formed. So I think that is one point that I would like to add here, that this product, although it's a long-term product and here we will be building conviction and holding stocks, but if we see the performance, the results not coming up to the mark or any data which is changing, we will take exit. Whether it is 100% profit or a 30% loss, we will do that. So you are aligning yourself with a product which is going to be active form of investing. It is going to be direct equity. The allocation is going to be a concentrated portfolio of 7, 8 stocks on the higher side. And 60-70% will be locked into a long-term kind of a portfolio. But the 30% will be used in a manner, where the technicals will kick in, and we will try to generate those additional 5, 10, 15, 20% returns on the trades which are taken based on technical with fundamental and macro analysis. And that's how we are looking to build this product. We've just started. So far, it's been 4 weeks. We've booked around 7% profits. Open positions are trading near about flat. So we will be using those like 30-40% momentum, capital and momentum as well, along with macros, and try to ensure that the 15, 16, 18% returns which the mutual funds deliver, even if the markets are not going nowhere, or even if markets are in a corrective mode, we will try to ensure that we are outperforming. So the idea of this product is going to be outperformance in every market cycle, and that is where we are going to focus on.
And everyone, it's these product this session actually, I understand the product is there, but this session will help you to build more conviction also, because you guys are putting your hard-earned money is there. And when we share the macro analysis, you can ask the right question, and it over the period आप है ना न्यूज में या फिर उनके रूमर के बेस पे we won't be doing impulsive investing. It will help us to bring more understanding around where our money is being allocated, why certain. So आप है ना conviction build करके आप long term hold करके wealth generate कर सकते हैं actually. So it will help you to gain more understanding and knowledge also.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that is one of the reasons why we always try to connect with our community. And lastly, अगर आप CNBC देख रहे हो, just try to ensure that the channel is on mute, because a lot of people have suffered, and I know a lot of more people will keep suffering because of the narratives which get sold when the stock has made already moved, and I think people buy in on the top. Retail is always trapped at a higher levels. So we have to now move from the retail mindset to a mindset where we are what is called a smart money. So that is how it is going to blend with the Techno-Macro, and we are going to at times take contra bets also, where people are very bullish, we might not be bullish. Where the street is very bearish, we might be bullish. We saw that with TCS, we saw that with the IT, where we've had persistent bearishness, but at some price, so I think extreme bearishness is always like it's a good entry point many a times, and I think that is again a part of how inner circle will function on a small, like on some portion of your capital. So I think we've had a good session. Let's continue this discussion next week. Ayush, Archit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Sure. Thank you, everyone. Thank you
Thanks
for
everyone
joining.
for
Thank you,
joining
everyone.
in. If you have any doubts, you can free to text us
Please,
anytime.
whoever is interested to connect on regarding this product, please DM me or Archit or Ayush, and we will connect with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.